Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jen Ah, coming to you from the Review Journal studio. We're getting ready to take you to the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C., where the late Senator Reid has been lying in state today. Here's a look. As you can see, his casket there is lying in state with the American flag draped over it. Right now, we're getting ready for the departure of his casket. The former senator is reportedly the first Nevadan in history to receive this rare honor of lying in state at the Capitol Rotunda. Reid, who once led the Senate Democrats, passed away at the age of 82 in his Henderson home, surrounded by loved ones after battling pancreatic cancer for 4 years. As for today's remembrance, a surge of COVID-limited participation, mostly being limited to presidents, Senate, and House leaders. His casket arrived this morning and was greeted by current leaders of Congress. This morning, current Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer spoke about how Reid may have spoken softly, but still carried the force of thunder, that Reid was honest and direct and never forgot where he came from. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called today a sad day, but at the same time a celebration of Reid's life. She spoke about his strong love for his family and says he fought tirelessly for Nevada, for preserving its natural environment. She says he was a man of few words and wanted others to do so as well. Both Pelosi and Schumer spoke of his well-known habit of hanging up on people on the phone, but she says Reid made the world a better place. Those who worked closest with him will always remember his compassion and his goodness. Reid served for 34 years in Congress as a House member and senator from Nevada, then Senate Majority Leader, making him the longest-serving member from Nevada. He left office in 2017. Now members of Congress have assembled again for the ceremonial departure of Reid's casket. You can see there slowly it's going down the steps of the Capitol Rotunda and slowly getting ready to leave. For those of you just joining us, the late Senator Reid is now departing from Washington, D.C., his casket. The members of Congress there lined up around the steps to honor his legacy. Reid's casket arrived earlier this morning and was greeted by Democratic elites. His wife Landra arrived in D.C. as well, thanking Pelosi and Schumer for recognizing her husband's legacy, which included expansion of health coverage and federal stimulus package following the Great Recession. Also attending today's ceremony are Reid's children, grandchildren, and other family members. For now, we'll be leaving you with this picture. For those of you just joining us, the late Senator Harry Reid is now departing from Washington, D.C. As we mentioned earlier, Reid spent 3 decades in the U.S. Senate, making him the longest-serving member from Nevada. Earlier this morning, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer spoke at the Rotunda. You may remember they also spoke at Saturday's memorial service here in Las Vegas, along with President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama. Their remarks focused on Reid's character and tenacity. They say he didn't care what others thought of him, that he stuck to what he believed in, always fighting for the working class. They also called him a strong man of faith, that all those qualities helped him rise from his humble beginnings in the small town of Searchlight, Nevada, to the halls of power in Washington. They also touched upon his role in passing the Affordable Care Act, that he grew up in a household without health insurance, and that he wanted to help families just like his own. As you can see there, the members of Congress are watching the casket leave the Capitol there for the departure of Reid's casket. For now, we'll be leaving you with this picture. You just watched the casket of Senator Harry Reid leave the Capitol after lying in state in the Rotunda. You can learn much more about the events to honor Harry Reid by visiting our website, lvrj.com, or you can download our RJ mobile app to get news alerts sent right to your phone. You can also watch our weekday newscast 7 at 7 a.m. and p.m. Available on Roku, Apple TV, YouTube, all your streaming platforms. I'm Jen Ah. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be seeing you back here in a few hours for 7 at 7 p.m.